welcome to the next episode of One Town, One Community. I'm your new host, Tom Vianos. Before we jump into our next interview, I just want to take a minute to acknowledge what a great job Amelia has done on this show and to thank her for all of her hard work. She unfortunately had to get back to her full-time job post-COVID, but I'm here to continue her important mission of talking to local business owners in Norfolk, Massachusetts. With that, let's welcome our next guest, Cindy from C&K Custom Apparel. How's it going, Cindy? Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Tom, for inviting me. Never did anything like this, but thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Could you tell us a little bit about your business and what exactly is it that you do?
Yeah, we custom brand anybody's logo. If you want to do for your company, a family gathering, we do t-shirts, we do restaurant apparel, also chef coats, medical, high vis, athletic, anything that you can think of, whether it's apparel or bags. We do that right in-house here at 158 Main Street. We have our embroidery machine here. We have a screen printing machine, a heat press machine, So we do all of the work right here, which is great because then it's a quicker turnaround for the customers.
Awesome. So you started the company about a year ago, is that correct?
Yes, I did do it probably maybe a year before that, just as a hobby for like the Norfolk Lions Club. I used to do all of their shirts. And then once we got the space up here, it's just grown tremendously. And I do a lot of local businesses.
And where is it that you're located?
At 158 Main Street in Norfolk.
We're neighbors.
Yes, we are. 2 doors down.
So just, can you tell us a little bit about your story? What made you want to start the business? Why apparel? Have you had any small business experience before?
Well, I have always worked in retail for like a billion years because I'm older. So yes. The thing is, I've worked in different retail environments, and the last place I worked was a uniform company. And I realized that there is a demand for swag, whether you are in a tradesman, if you're a professional, everybody has something on their shirts. So once I would work there for a while, I got it under my belt. I'm like, why am I working for someone else? I'll just open my own. And it's been very profitable and it's exciting. We get a lot of referrals from different people. Once we, and this town is great with trying to help small businesses. So they're really good to me that way. So that's why I decided apparel, because everywhere you look, somebody's wearing something on a t-shirt or a polo shirt or, So I just thought it was a good fit.
Cool. Is it rewarding? Do you enjoy what you're doing?
Yes, very much so. Especially if I go someplace and I see them with our stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's our stuff. Yeah, we do a lot, and hopefully it will just keep growing. I think it will.
That's awesome. So, is there, so I guess before COVID hit, how had the business been going? And was it as you expected?
It was slow. It was very slow at the beginning because people didn't know we existed. So it was trying to get out there, knocking on doors, trying to get people to know that we're even here. Now, finally, because people will be like, where are you located? I didn't know you had a store. It's like, all right, people, I've been here for a year. Yes. But it has started spreading. We've done different business, different organizations. So it's starting to get out there. And like on Facebook, a lot of times people will get, where do you get apparel done? And it's great because people are like, oh, go to C&K Custom Apparel. It's right uptown. So it started out slowly. It was steady, but very slow.
Okay. And now that COVID has hit, how has that affected your operations, your business?
To tell you the truth, I didn't really slow down because I do a lot of tradesmen. So they all kept working. So that, thank goodness, worked out for me.
That's great. Is most of your business local, and are there any clients maybe that people from Norfolk would know that you've done work for?
Yep, I've done XL Dance Studio, I've done Norfolk Auto, C&A Auto Body, Assured Towing, just to name a few. So we've done a lot. The Lions, we do the Community Day t-shirts, we do all their apparel for their club. So yeah,
That's a good list.
yeah, that's just some of them, but yeah.
um, awesome. So what does your average day look like?
It depends because I'm the only one here working, so sometimes it gets a little crazy. Um, I usually come in, set up all the machines, um, go over all my paperwork. If I have orders that people have ordered, I just place my orders, wait for the inventory to come in. And then once everything's here, we just set up the machines and off we go.
Interesting. And now what are these machines? Are they hard work? What are they
It's a
like?
little tricky until you get used to it. And even though I've been doing it for a year, I still kind of sometimes make a little mistakes and be like, oh no. But yeah, once you get them up and going and you've got your logo in there, it's okay. It's just setting it up sometimes. It's a little tricky just to make sure that it's right. The embroidery machine sometimes decides it doesn't want to work and breaks the thread 100 times. But
Right.
yeah, that's about it. And then, so.
What would you say is the most frustrating part of the business?
Sometimes it's frustrating only because I'm the only one here. So if I have to like leave to go to deliver or go to the bank or the post office, I have to close and then open up. So sometimes that's a little frustrating that I put little notes on the door. I'll be back at this time or that time. But that's
Mhm.
that's probably the most frustrating is just being here alone. So and trying to fit everything in.
Right. I mean, it seems like you do a ton of work. Um, so I know you said that you touched on this a little bit, but what drives you to keep going? What motivates you? Why are you doing this?
I don't know, it's just rewarding to me that people come and I've gotten a lot of people say, oh, you do a great job. So it's just rewarding that they've said, I've gone to other places, they never get my logo right. You get you're the first person that could do my logo right. So that just gives me a sense of pride and makes me feel good.
That's great.
I'm able to put people out.
That's awesome. So obviously you're pretty confident about your product.
Yeah.
It seems like other people are as well. Uh, you mentioned earlier to me that you did some volunteer work, and I
Yeah.
was just wondering, are you or the business doing anything to help the community at this time?
The business or me personally? The business,
Either, both.
yeah. Um, what I have done is I do a lot of community work. I work at the food pantry. I do all the rentals at the Norfolk Grange. I'm a Norfolk Lions, so I do the Christmas tree sales, anything with that we do for the Lions I'm involved in. Right now, myself and another friend of mine are doing dinners for some of the elderly in the community that couldn't get out because of COVID. So we do 6 families every Monday. We just make the food ourselves and bring it over to them. So that's rewarding. They're very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
So just, what else? There's a lot of things, but
Fair
just to mention some that I can think of off the top of my head.
enough. Yeah. Do you feel like Norfolk as a town has a pretty good sense of community? Is it tight knit or not so much? Not
I think it is, and I think it is a strong knit community, but I think with COVID, it seems like it's even gotten stronger because everybody's trying to help all the small businesses in town, and I think that really works out well.
That's awesome. And that leads me right into my next question. Do you think at this time, a lot of people are struggling? Is it important to support small businesses?
Yes, definitely. And there is a group of us that have started the Small Business Association in Norfolk.
Oh, really?
We have like maybe 10 members, so we're trying to get that to start growing also, so then we can have a stronger community and help each other out. And if people are trying to start a new business, the association is going to hopefully be able to answer some of the questions that they have to start a new business. So
That's
and
great.
that was a couple months ago we started it. So it's looking for new prospects to join us.
And how would people get involved in that if they'd like to?
Contact myself at C&K Customer Apparel or Jen Cody at Exhale Dance.
How have you been trying to get your name out there and promote your business? Is this association something that's you guys are working all together to help each other? Or and what are some of your personal efforts to do some
Yeah,
outreach?
it's a new club, so we're just trying to support ourselves. Like I said, there's like 10 of us. To get the word out there about my business, I have the Facebook page. I actually go around and knock on people's doors like the old-fashioned way and say, I'm here, hand out business cards, flyers. It works. I am truly a believer that face-to-face is still the best,
Awesome.
especially when it's something like sales. Then you have a face to a name.
Right. Yeah. So what would you say what is your most popular product? Would it be t-shirts, pants?
The most popular is t-shirts right now. T-shirts and polo shirts being embroidered, t-shirts being printed,
Cool.
sweatshirts. Now it's going to get fall. A lot of people are going to want the sweatshirts.
Yep. Yep. Is there any odd products that you do? Something maybe someone wouldn't think of?
I did a bunch of hockey shirts for the Franklin Pee Wee hockey last year. They came out amazing. He got the shirts and we put all their logo on it. We did that, so that's not something we regularly do. We have a lot of canvas bags that I have now embroidered for different clubs. There's a club that just started. It's a branch of Alliance Club. It's called Southeastern Mass Paws of Comfort, and they take their dogs and they do comfort dogs, so they go to nursing homes and so forth. So I've done a lot of bags for them, jackets. So yeah, so it's a little different stuff. We did shirts for the Safe Coalition also last year. We did a bunch for them.
Nice.
So yeah, anything else weird? The hockey shirt was probably the most different that I've ever done.
Right. So why did you start the business in Norfolk? Is this where you're from?
I live in Norfolk now. I originally have lived in different towns, but I lived in Norfolk when I was in high school. I moved away after I got married. We lived in Rentham, and then I came back to Norfolk. And I just think that it was something that Norfolk needed. We don't have a lot of small businesses in town, and there wasn't an apparel place in town. So the space became opened, and I was like, this is my opportunity. It worked out great. And it's just a nice small town. I like community. I like small communities. People know each other. I think it's nice.
Yeah, definitely.
People are like, I know you. I know you. Yeah.
So I know it might be a tough question to ask with all the craziness that's going on in the world today, but where do you envision C&K in the future, maybe 5 years from now?
That is a tricky question. Well, hopefully we'll have a very steady business, and we may even be able to add more embroidery machines and more heat pressing machines. That would be fabulous, and be able to, maybe have another two employees that were that busy that we need that much help.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Awesome. Well, I hope you get there sooner. And I hope this, I know it's not affecting you, but hopefully all this Corona stuff dies down soon, because
yes,
a lot of people.
Right. It is a little bit, because people aren't ordering as much as they normally would order, but they're still ordering.
All right.
And I feel bad because they want to hire all their people back and they can't yet.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens.
I know. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed that it goes away soon and people can get back to work.
Yeah. Well, if there's nothing else you'd like to add, I just want to say thank you for coming on. It was great talking to you.
Yes, thank you.
And can you just say where again you are and how people can get in touch with you if they'd like to use your services?
Yep. C&K Custom Apparel at 158 Main Street, Norfolk. You can just email me at cnkcustomapparel@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Cindy, and have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Have a good night.
Take care.
Bye-bye.